Namaste, everyone. This is Harsha Ramaya live at 5. And today, as it is Friday, I promise to bring an expert on this show every Friday so that we can discuss the sensitive, the delicate issues which are related to the today's scenario and to the children. So today, I have invited Dr. Ankita Sanghvi. Let me introduce her on the screen first. Hi, Dr. Ankita Sanghvi. How are you?
I'm fine, Harsha ma'am. Good evening to you.
Good evening. So, before we begin today's show, I just want to make a formal introduction so that audience know who is Dr. Ankita Sanghvi. So, Ankita, first of all, is a very, very, very nice and kind human being. And I remember very nicely, I remember the first meeting that I had, met Ankita at Pune ECA conference. And she was dressed up in a total Maharashtrian traditional setup. And she was, I think you were the host of that event. And your voice still is ringing in my ears, that sweet, melodious voice, beautiful. Very
Thank
less
you.
people, Ankita. There's one Neelu Kalro also in ECA team.
Yes.
So even
Yes.
her voice, I always, feel kitna mast आवाज है इन लोगों का. So you are, second person in that list who is, always on the mind जब कोई sweet आवाज की बात होती है.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
pleasure, Ankita. So, Ankita is the founder and MD of Innocent Times. Ankita has been in the field of education for the past 11 years. She has completed B.Ed and special education program from Tilak Vidyapeeth. She has been an active member of Early Childhood Association Pune Territory. She has conducted various workshops for teachers, for caregivers, and Anganwadi centers. Ankita has worked with the International School of Stuttgart in Germany. And yes, of course, Ankita is qualified homeopathy doctor from Bharati Vidyapeeth's Medical College and has done her international business management from Symbiosis. So, Ankita, before we start our talk show for today, I just want to know what a combination a degree of homeopathy and a degree of master's in business administration. So, how did you balance both?
So basically, yes, I started my career with, of course, homeopathy, and I practiced for a couple of years. But in the meanwhile, I started learning German, and I was so fascinated with the language and I was speaking absolutely like a local German. So Mercedes-Benz was looking for somebody who was very, very fluent in German, and they picked me up instantly, and I was like, oh, let me try this. Homeopathy is always there, I can come back. And when I joined, I just took off, and my entire interview was in German, and the German director was very, very impressed with my language skills. And so I continued there. And then while I was there, I was doing my international business course where I stood first. So I think nothing has stopped me. Whatever I liked doing, I pursued it. And finally, I realized that, maybe there is something that needs to be done in the early years, because I definitely have my medical knowledge with me. So I got into education, and I started nursery school. And since the last 3 years, again, I have now ventured out into special education. So I am very successfully working with about 20 children with special needs. So basically, I don't stop at one thing. And whenever I see there is a need for some people to enter and do something different in that area, I just jump into it and I just take it up. So
Wow.
that's how my career has taken a lot of shifts, but I'm really happy where I am, and I've always pursued my passion.
Wonderful, Ankita, wonderful. This was a new thing that I came to know about you today. So thank you for sharing this with us. So Ankita, as you know that today we are going to talk about the overall development, overall well-being of a child. Because today in this scenario, what has happened is that children are the most ignored ones. because we all have a set of work, and doing work from home has become really very chaotic. So lesser attention is given to the children. Second important address that I want you to make today is that since the schools, it is a need for them to come on the screen. So otherwise also we always, used to tell that children, please do not use screens too much. But today it is the need of the hour that the teacher has to interact, and that is the only medium left to connect with the child. So there is a lot of disturbance that is going on the mental and the social well-being of a child. So none other than you I could find to address this topic. So I will go backstage and I will give the entire screen to you and kindly continue with your session. Thank you, Ankita.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So good evening, everybody, and good evening, parents. It's a great pleasure to be here on this forum of talking to all of you. Yes, we are in a situation where it's challenging for all of us, whether it's the educators, the parents, teachers. I think everybody is facing a completely new normal, and we why is there so much uncertainty is because we don't know where we came to it, and we don't know, okay, in 2 months things are going to be better, in 3 months things are going to be better, and everybody is facing a very different situation at home, at work, on a very bigger level. So what we as educators and as parents and as adults in children's lives, what are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to handle this situation for our children? Firstly, I would like to address to all the parents that in this situation, the health, safety, and relationships are extremely important. I think these are the focus points in the current situation. So, you as parents are going to be handling your children. I'm sure you're handling your own parents as senior citizens. So, while we are dealing with this situation, I would recommend that you as an adult, you as parent and an adult in your child's life and maybe in your older parent's life, you need to put your oxygen mask first. You need to make sure that you are very, very, very mentally stable to handle the situation for both these ages that you have. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself very well. Put your oxygen mask first. Secondly, calm down the fears and anxiety of people, of children. Everybody is facing this new situation. Maybe this has not come up in the last 70, 80, 100 years. So everybody is wondering, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to handle this? How am I supposed to deal with my child 24 by 7 or with my spouse 24 by 7 stuck in a house, not knowing what to do? So,
Ankita,
from yes.
can I interrupt you? There is when I'm leaving the screen, when you're alone on the screen, it is difficult to hear. When we both are together, the voice is very clear. But when I leave the screen,
Okay.
so if you can put on the earphones or something like that, is it possible?
Your phones, I doubt because I have the new
Otherwise, just
iPhone.
now the voice is ekdam clear, but as soon as I leave, there is, I think, some issue.
So, is it okay that you are on the screen while I'm
Okay,
speaking?
fine, perfect. I'll do that. Perfect, chalo.
Yeah. Okay. So, yes, coming back to the situation, calm down the fears and anxiety of your child. Uh, right now, yes, schooling has gone online, but do not worry about subjects like math, science, EVS. Is my child learning? Yes, there is going to be a loss of learning, but what is your child going to gain out of this situation? situation. What is important here is the child should know that the child is being cared for, the child is being listened to, and the child is being loved and protected mentally. So these are very, very important things which we need to handle as adults with children. Please do not get into, like I said in my last webinar, do not get into a syllabus marathon. Do not go and question your teachers or the principal of your school that have you completed this portion in this month, and have you completed this in that month. Right now everybody is on a technological overload. So we need to calm down. We need to calm down on all levels. So your child might really not learn subject matter content, but your child is going to learn very different skills. So you are modeling for the child. Your resilience, your emotional stability at this time is what your child is seeing, observing, and learning. So maybe after 3 years, 2 years, once we are out of this situation, you might go back to this year saying that, oh, my child did not really learn much academically, but my child turned out to be an extremely emotionally stable child because we did handle the situation well. So you need to model very, very emotionally stable unit for the child, where the child is observing resilience and the child is knowing that the child is being cared for. So that is what you need to do as a parent. Uh, I I recommend to all my parents, follow the PDF. Uh, uh, Follow the PDF method. That's P is for playtime, D is for downtime, and F is for family time. So that is my PDF model: playtime, downtime, family time. What do you do in playtime? So when I'm saying playtime, downtime, family time, it is applicable to the entire family, to adults, to children, all of them. So in playtime, it's your social time, it's your exercise time, it's your movement time. So for children, it's playtime. So they get their time to play. So make sure that you have a playtime for your child, for yourself, and you have things lined up under playtime. Downtime, all of us, believe me, all of us need a downtime. So what do you do in downtime? For a child, maybe you take the child out for a walk where it's safe and the child is not going to come in contact with many other people. Or there could be things for slightly older children, there could be things like meditation, a little bit of yoga, like even a few surya namaskars that you teach your child. Sleep, yes, sleep also comes under downtime. So restful sleep, good sleep is also very, very important during this time. Anything that helps you to unwind, anything that helps the child to unwind, so that those things are absolutely necessary also during this downtime. And have your quick fixes, like if you or your child are feeling extremely anxious and stressed, have your quick fixes, like you love to jog, or you love to listen, watch a movie, or your child is good when you show him his favorite documentary or something on the screen. So these things to unwind are extremely important under downtime. Family time, okay? So now, yes, the entire family is together 24/7. No, none of us expected. The child goes out to school, the father is at work, mom is also working, so you generally come together in the evening for your own family time. But right now, all of us are together for the majority part of the day. So how are you going to handle this situation? So family time is an intentional family time. It does not mean that the mom is cooking, the dad is doing something on the laptop, the child is doing something. That's not family time. It's an intentional family time where you have your meals together, you have a family game time together, or you have a family movie time together. So, or you're reading a book together as a family. So, these intentional family time will help the child to realize that yes, we are together as a unit. You could also do some chores around the house like gardening, or maybe some other folding clothes, for example, helping out in the kitchen. So set some rules for the family and have your intentional family time dedicated during the day. So yes, the child also knows that yes, I need to participate in the family time, and I need to participate also in the household activities that are happening. So that makes the child involved and responsible for what is happening inside the house. You will also have tough conversations with the child. It's not only about pampering or doing what the child wants, but you might have tough conversations about discipline or space, because yes, you are restricted and limited with space in the house. So you might have to have a few tough conversations with the child, where you tell them that okay, this is your time for play, and this is your time for screen, and this is your time for family. So that is something which definitely you will have to follow and set some rules. Apart from this, as a break, maybe you could find out activities like having a pen pal or something, where the child is connecting with a friend, but not on screen, in any other way that the child can connect. Write an email, or write a letter, which probably if you're going out, you could drop it for at your child's friend's house. That could be one of the activities. You could adopt an elderly neighbor, for example. Like if there's a elderly neighbor staying right next to your house, you adopt that neighbor, and you involve your child also to find out how that old person is doing, and just find out, just maybe talk to them on the phone, and run errands for them, just drop something at their door if they need a newspaper or something. So this kind of service also makes your child realize that in such times we need to be extremely grateful, and the gratitude also that comes in helps the child to build relations and connections. um, Screen time, yes, screen is you cannot say that screen time is always bad. It's how you manage it and what do you use it for. If you're using media for connecting with people in such time, because you're not physically able to meet them, so if there's a video call with a friend, it's definitely going to do good to your child, even to you. So use the media for correct reasons. Use media to create. Use media to learn a new hobby, because yes, all of us are locked up in a house, and our only way to be connected with the outside world right now is through media. So we cannot just do away with it and say that oh, screen time is bad, screen time is bad. No, today, yes, at one point we said that oh, I don't want smart classrooms, and I don't want digital classrooms. But today, in this situation, we did have to go back to online schooling. So you never know what situation you're going to face and when, what time will come. So be prepared and adapt and change. So use media for the correct reasons. Give time, give a specific time to your child to manage the screen time, so he knows that okay, this is my time for screen, and this is what I am going to do on screen. This is the media is going to help me to connect to a friend, or the media is going to help me to learn a new hobby. Maybe I'm learning some DIY art and craft activity, so use it for the right reason. You could also take a virtual trip somewhere as a family. There are many, many museums and parks who are giving free virtual trips to on many travel channels. So you could take advantage of that and have a virtual trip with your child, because right now we are really again limited to traveling, and we are not able to of course step out anywhere. So these things on media can definitely help. uh, uh, Also, you could use media to talk to children about COVID. You have to inform them what is the situation about and what exactly is happening in, of course, at their level. But you need to show them some good videos about how to keep themselves safe. Why is a mask important? And why is hand washing important? What are the hygiene measures? So use the media also to show some very, very good videos that are available, to inform them about COVID, to inform them about the situation. Also, you as a parent, you have to trust your instinct. You are the only one who knows your child the best. You're going to get many recommendations and suggestions from a whole lot of webinars, but you know your child well, and you have to take charge of the situation, and you have to listen, and listen to your child, listen to his non-verbal communications also. See and observe what the child is trying to communicate. It might not be always expressed the way you want, but you have to listen and understand. And it need not be that you're coming up with a solution all the time, but even if you're there to listen and understand your child, what your child is going through, a lot of challenging behaviors that are coming up at home will be solved. So just listen and try to understand what is going on with them. Also, coming back to screen time, I would really, really vouch that at this time, when the children have been stuck at home for more than 90 days, if you ask them, do you want to go to a park? I can tell you that they will throw off their screens and mobiles and laptops and iPads, and they will tell you, yes, mama, I would like to go out. So that is the change also that has happened, that all children are dying to step out. You give them an option that you will get to go to school and meet your friends, they will take it. So they also are going to have an overload of screen time. And the moment they get an opportunity to go out, go to the park, play on various play equipments, I'm telling you, they will grab the opportunity. So if possible, if you can give them that opportunity, please do so. Find a small little park. If you have a garden in your own house, take them outside, and I'm telling you, they will not go back to the screen. They will really not go back to the screen. uh, yes, now coming back to the online sessions, those are going on. A few tips that you could follow while your child is in an online session. Firstly, you have to set a routine for your child. You cannot ask flexible timings from your school or the teachers. Oh, today my child did not get up at 9 o'clock, so can I have the session at 10 o'clock? No, let your child follow the school routine that the child would have otherwise followed if the child was going to a physical school. So definitely have a routine. Have a dedicated space in your house where the child knows that, okay, this is my school time and this is my school space. So when the child is in that space, in that seat, he knows that he is in his school space and his teacher is watching him and his friends are watching him, and it is like a classroom. So have a dedicated space in the house, and let it not be in the bedroom, lying on the bed or lying on the floor. So that really does not help the child also to get into the school routine or the discipline. So have a dedicated space. If your child has a school uniform, try making the child wear the school uniform for the sessions also which are happening from home. It just gives the child a feeling that, oh, I'm going to school. If you do not have the uniform, please make sure at least the child is dressed in formal clothes and not in sleepwear or nightwear, and you've just woken up the child from sleep and the child has come and sat on the chair. So when I mean a routine, make sure that the child has woken up early, has had breakfast and finished all the morning rituals, and coming for and then sitting for the online session. It makes the teacher also feel good that yes, the child is ready. The parent also has really taken an effort to get the child ready for the online session. We also face some problems like our teachers have to call up each parent every day. Oh, we are ready, please log in. Oh, we are ready, please log in. So make sure that you're logged in well before time, so even the child knows that yes, I still have 5 minutes. Maybe the teacher would take some small conversation or a small talk or an activity before everybody is joining in. So log in at least 5 minutes before the session time. While have some house rules during the online session. If your child is in the online session, do not switch on the TV or music around in the house. If there's a sibling who's also having an online session, make sure that it's not getting clashed and it's not disturbing each other's classes. So if it's a school routine and discipline for the child, it means that it is for everybody around in the house as well, which is not going to distract child. So follow that. In my earlier webinars, I have suggested, recommended to teachers that while they're taking these sessions, ideally a child below 6 years of age should not be having a session for more than 20 minutes. But if this 20 minutes consecutively. So if the session has gone for more than 15 to 20 minutes, it is very important that you give an eye break to the child. So what does an eye break mean? That you ask the child to get up. Maybe, so this is something which I have told to the educators and the teachers, that while you're taking your session, after 15 to 20 minutes of every session, give them eye breaks. Do ask them to run around the house and get something. An eye break of 2 minutes is a very, very good thing after a 15 to 20 minute session. But even if the child is doing something else and it's not an online session, but the child is on screen, make sure that the screen time consecutively in one go is not for more than 20 minutes. So these eye breaks, like, can you go outside and look in the terrace, if there's a bird sitting there, or can you just water the plant quickly before you start your next session? So make the child do something during this time where the child will get a break from the screen. You can also ask the child to splash some water on the eyes, or have some very room temperature water cotton pads on the eyes, but that would be during the night. But these eye breaks are extremely important for children below 7 years of age who are on the screen for more than 3 to 4 hours in a day. So remember, no session should go on for more than 20 minutes without an eye break. Also, if the parents have any concerns or feedback, please do not barge into the session and start asking questions to the teacher. Have a separate time, have a separate discussion time with the teacher. Maybe you could send in a message on the chat box saying that you would like to discuss something, and you could have a dedicated time, but not during the online session, because it is distracting for the other children, it is distracting for the teacher, and it is distracting for the child as well. While we are taking sessions for children, we also have observed that there are at least 3 to 4 people from the family members who are sitting around the child during the session. So, and everybody is trying to repeat the instruction that the teacher is giving. So do not repeat the instructions given by the teacher. Let the teacher be the active tutor. Let her guide the session. And if she needs anything, she will tell you, okay, the child needs to do this. Can you help the child to do that? If you're sitting through the session. But make sure that there are not more than one adult sitting with the child during the session, not 3 to 4, because if the child is slightly hyperactive or not really sitting for a long time, there will be at least 2-3 members from the family trying to make the child sit and trying to make him concentrate or focus on the session, but it doesn't help. So, and if your child misses a session, it's absolutely fine. So do not really be focused on the attendance. And like I said, academics for this year is not important. It's really not important. What your child, keeping the child in a school routine is definitely important, but uh, de- not getting into academics and what my child is learning every day. No, don't pressurize yourself, don't pressurize your child, and don't pressurize the teacher also for the portion and the syllabus. I am really telling you that the children are learning a lot from what is going on right now, if we model them the best that we can do for them. So do not worry about that. Parents need to take care of the digital security. Make sure that the device that you're using is appropriate and safe for the child to use. And so make sure that the digital security is taken care of. Uh, Also, we need, as an educator, I would like to tell you that we need very strong parent student partnerships. So be involved with your child's teacher and the sessions that are going on, and don't leave it completely to the teachers or the educators. Another thing that you can do, so this was for the online sessions that I would like to tell you. Some small tips that I would like to share with you is, if your child is going through anxiety, have a small little poster, have a small little drawing or a sketch of an anxiety monster. So you could use this, you could tell the child that, okay, this is an anxiety monster. You show this, or you use this when you're feeling nervous, when you're feeling restless. And this is so, the child doesn't know what anxiety is, but he should be able to tell you what he's going through. So this kind of an anxiety monster, you could tell that if this anxiety monster comes into the house, then you have an anxiety shield. What do you do as an anxiety with an anxiety shield? So it looks something like this. I don't know if I will be able to. So this is an anxiety shield. So what do you use the anxiety shield when the anxiety monster comes out? And what is this shield? In this, you have written down that I will listen to music, I will take deep breaths, I will call a friend, I will talk to my mom. So these are the tips on the anxiety shield, which you have discussed with the child and asked him to practice when he experiences the anxiety monster. So these are small little tips that you can use at home. You can make a worry box where you can tell your child, if you're feeling worried about something, please drop a chit into the box. So every time he's nervous, he's restless, he's worried about something, he could write it and he could put it in the box. You could ask the child to write a letter to self, in which maybe he could express what he's going through, and just write a letter maybe to your grandparent, or to your friend, or to your mom, and in which the child will really come out with a lot of these anxiety and nervous feelings. Uh, okay. And after you have done all this, you have to focus on the good. So, like I said, gratitude practices, being grateful to what has been done during the day is very, very important. And if you teach gratitude practices with your child will feel safe. Your child will, it will help to build relationships, to build connections in this time. So focus on the good. Practice gratitude. uh, have a virus free time. When I say virus free time, it means that your time away from TV, from screen, and away from media. So, and this is applicable to the parents also. So, have a virus free time where you're not listening about the virus, you're not talking about the virus, you are not on the TV or media or anywhere else where you are constantly going to hear something about the virus. So, have a virus free time, which is very, very positive. Have three positive things to do in a day, which will also help the child to uh, completely divert or get distracted from the anxiety. Uh, and a few other general tips would be: have predictable routines. Do not do extreme things which the child is absolutely not aware of. Have predictable routines. Take care of your body, that is with sleep, exercise, and good eating habits. Create learning opportunities at home through cooking, through gardening, through reading. So these probably opportunities were not available earlier because the child used to spend most of the time at school. But now, since the child is at home, create these learning opportunities at home. Make time for play. Have a small little camping place in your terrace or in one of the rooms. The children love that, love that. Create a small little house out of your bed sheets and have that camping area over the weekend. The child will really, really love it. uh, we never teach breathing techniques to young children, but you can really teach these very simple breathing techniques. You tell the child that consider yourself as a tall building, and imagine that there is a lift inside the tall building, and w- just inhale while the lift is going up, and exhale while the lift is going down. So this could be like a fun activity with the child, that you ask the child to imagine that you're a tall building, inhale and see that the lift has reached the top floor, and exhale while the lift has gone to the ground floor. So this also is something which will help the child have deep breathing, because children do not usually do deep breathing. Also have glitter jars. For example, you have a simple bottle of water, uh, a plastic bottle, fill it up with water and just put anything that you feel could be attractive. Put some glitter, put some plastic or some stones or something which is vibrant, attractive, some seeds, whatever, and it works as a calming jar. So if you turn it upside down and again upside down, you will see the child will really keep looking at the glitter going up and down, and it calms down the child. It actually helps the adults as well, but it really, really works with children. Then there is this five finger starfish meditation, where you ask the child to inhale and go down, exhale, and inhale and exhale and inhale, and do finish this like a starfish, like a five-finger starfish, and the children really enjoy it. You can ask them again. Okay, inhale. When you go down, you exhale, and you're inhaling and you're exhaling. So this really helps them to again go into a deep breathing exercise, which they usually otherwise do not do or understand. So these are the simple tips that you can follow. And what we say is do a body scan. Like you ask the child to lie down or sit in a chair and just do a body scan in the, okay, focus on your forehead, okay, focus on your eyes, on your nose. So this is what we do during a shavasana or yoga. Like you really become conscious of every part of your body. So you could do the same with your child, like, and you could tell it's a body scan technique. Let's see what parts exist in your body, and just okay, now just think about your ears, and the child is going to focus on the ears. Think about your eyes. So that way the child also scans the body and checks in if everything, and if he comes to probably his knees, and he might just come up and say, Oh, mom, my knee is hurting. So maybe that is the time he realizes that, oh, my knee was hurting. So this is a quick body scan that you can do with the child. Uh, and lastly, use this technique of stop. STOP. So what do you do in stop? S is for stop. T is for take a few deep breaths. O is for observe your experience and your emotions, thoughts, sensations, everything that you're going through right now. And P is for proceed. Proceed with the question, what is the most important thing for me to attend right now? Or what is the most important thing that I need to focus on right now? So that is stop. S is stop. Ma'am, you're mute.
Ankita, O.
O is observe.
Okay.
S is stop. T is take a few deep breaths. O is observe yourself and check in, what am I feeling right now? What are my feelings right now? And P is proceed. Proceed to the thought, what is the most important thing for me to do right now? So this, you can use it also with yourself and your child, and it will really help to calm down. Maybe yes, I mean, I think we are running out of time, but there are a lot of other techniques also which you could do. Like had shown the hookup position in my last webinar, where I will show it to you. You cross your hands like this, you turn them inside, you put your right leg over your left foot or left foot over your right, and this position is the hookup position which helps a child or an adult to calm down immediately. It is a research based, a proven scientific method where your right and the left brain get activated, and it really helps you to calm down. I will show it to you again. This is how you put your hands, cross them over each other, cross your right foot over your left or left over your right. These are your hands. Roll them inside and bring them to your chest below your chin. Yes. You could practice this with your child 5 to 6 times in a day, and it really helps a child to calm down. So this is the hookup position, and do a little bit of brain gym exercises where you're asking the child to pick up, to touch your left knee with your right hand and your right knee with your left hand. Cross body activities are brain gym exercises which also help to calm down and keep the child focused. Yes, I think there is a lot more to speak, but I think we're running out of time. So that's it from me, Harsha ma'am.
So, Ankita, really wonderful and insightful session. Pardon me for the spelling mistakes if there are any, because I was typing as you were saying, not to miss out any word. But wonderful, the PDF that you mentioned, the stop that you mentioned, the eye breaks that you mentioned, the body scan that you mentioned, lot of things you mentioned. So I have put the banners, so that the parents also can, keeps on triggering on their minds also. So Ankita, thank you so much that you came on this show and you really shared with us this valuable insights, because I'm sure that parents are really going to take this forward. Very rightly, you mentioned about the routine, about the school dedicated place that the children should have, about the uniform you mentioned. You touched upon each and every aspect, which altogether will, further take us for the well-being of a child. So, Ankita, I cannot say thank you, but from my heart, I really am thanking you so much, because I'm sure that thank you is not the word enough to tell, because the kind of knowledge that you've shared with us is wonderful. Once again, Ankita, on behalf of Small Wonders, I thank you for coming on this platform and sharing your valuable insights with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Harsh. It was a pleasure. It was a great pleasure to be here. And if you need any other topic from my side, please let me know, and I will be really happy to share all the information needed. Thank you so much.
Definitely. And Ankita, this glitter jar, calming jar, I'm going to make it today itself because I think my daughter is going to love it.
Yes, yes, it's wonderful. You can do it with a lot of elements. Like we have 5 to 6 coming jars at school, and the moment there's a child entering who's crying, we give them one jar has glitter in it, the other jar has just some, our normal lentils or seeds, and something could the water could be colored as well. You could make the water colored, so it's brilliant. You can look it up on the internet for
I'm
calming
going
jar.
to try that because since the time you were explaining, I was visualizing that kitna maza aayega bachon ko. So it is
Yes,
calming, as you
absolutely.
said. So I'm going to make it today itself because I have a lot
Yes.
of glitter because my daughter does a lot of
Wow.
craft work.
Yes.
So I'm going to take this and all the tips that you have shared with us today. Thank you so much, Ankita. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, dear audience, this was Dr. Ankita Sanghvi with us, who shared lots of knowledge with all of us. I'm sure we are going to take away and try to implement as much as we can in our daily life. So tomorrow is Saturday and tomorrow is the Parents Corner. So I'm going to talk. There are no guests tomorrow. It's me and you. And I'm going to share some tips, some parenting tip with you, which I have practiced and which has worked for me. And for parenting, I always keep saying that there is nothing such as perfect parenting. तो उसकी होड़ में मत लगी रहिए. And if you've not liked my page, Small Wonders, please do it right now. So this is a bye from my side. Thank you.